as we get started and think about this program and where did this program come from, and ultimately kind of what is it about, I think it's important to note that there are many different components and pieces that have really brought us to where we are today. And I think it's important to note what it really starts from is that quote you see in the middle, right? The reality of this shortage of childcare, even as the pandemic may change things, in the end of the day, we still need great individuals to care for our children. So when we think about that ripple effect, it's not just on the families, right? It's not on those families who can't find care, or in some cases, and even more importantly, can't find the care they're looking for. It's impacting our employers. It's impacting communities. Other work that I do with the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation takes me throughout the region and provides a real understanding of the challenge that communities have when we don't have the appropriate amount of quality childcare. And so with really tremendous support from the Schmeeckle Foundation and Eric Snyder and his group bringing all of us together over the last, I would say, 9 months, really since the pandemic started, we've come to this place that Families First is leading this effort with support from the organization I represent, WomenVenture, as you look in that right-hand corner, to really strengthen and grow early child care capacity in Martin County, right? And it's a multifaceted piece. We think about child care, we think about children, we think about playing with children, helping them learn, helping them grow. But as I mentioned from that quote, it's about the provider too. It's about you, the potential business owner, and what is it we're doing to support you? Business tools, business support, support on how to provide that quality product, really what it is. If we really want to get to the punchline of it, you provide a product. It's a service. It just happens to be with children. And yet we don't want to lose sight of the fact that you as a potential business owner, prospective child care provider, you need to be able to take care of yourself and to reach the goals that you've set for yourself. So a lot of moving pieces that make Prosper. At the end of the day, in Martin County, it's about promoting child care professionals that do such a tremendous job day in and day out. Oftentimes I say unsung heroes in the growth of communities, the growth of families, and the growth of everything that we're able to do. So before we get into kind of the crux of the program, I want to highlight a few things that I think are key to a bigger idea about this project. Borrow these ideas from some trainings that I do. But the first thing that is, you think about this opportunity as a new business owner, if we change the context, if we go ahead and give ourselves license to put the idea that it's children and that feel good piece of it, we're running a business. And you as an individual are the business owner. And one of the things that we do through some of the programming that you'll see here in just a bit is talk about and help you understand what's the number for you. Meaning, what do you need to make out of this exercise, out of this journey, in order to meet your dreams, to meet your goals, to maybe it's something with your kids, maybe it's something with you, maybe it's something bigger than you personally that you want to do. How do you do that, right? Well, we have to incorporate that as part of the equation to a successful business. And so even as you begin thinking about this opportunity or other opportunities down the road, think about your number and understand it. And then also understand what will the value that you're undoubtedly going to bring with your business to the families of Martin County. What does that value cost? Because I remind business owners all the time, value is not free, right? All of the wonderful things that even in our own consumerism travels, right? We go to a Target or a Walmart, right? There's a value to things that we buy. We're willing to pay a certain amount for things based on not only a real value, but a perceived value. And oftentimes, in my experience, as I traveled around the state working with childcare business owners, they understate their value and therefore don't account for it when they set their prices, right? Their rates and what they're going to charge. So what this program is about being intentional, right? And it's giving you a path, a way of work that's intentional, right? That's based on best practices from a business perspective, that incorporate what sells. You're going to hear me talk about it here in just a few minutes. Quality sells, right? We all believe in that because we do it ourselves. And so if we're intentional about how we set up our program and about how we set up our business and how we manage all of our paperwork and how we communicate to families and how we do all of those things, which can be overwhelming at the beginning. If we do those things, and you're going to see how you have the opportunity to do that with this program, we get to those intentional outcomes, those outcomes that we want for ourselves or for our families. So just a little bit of a flavor, I guess, of what you can expect working with this group of professionals that have come together to put together this program called Prosper. So when we think about the timeline, and this is very simplified, if you've had conversations with Gwen in the interim, you've probably gotten some additional details, but at a high level, some really three key components with a lot of other things happening along the way and in between and afterwards. But there's a training program we'll talk about in a second that runs beginning here in February through most of April. And as you finish up that program, you'll have the opportunity to work and partner with Gwen within the child care consultation program, which I'll tell you about in just a few minutes here, to really take all of the things that you've learned and the things that you're ready to launch with your business. Gwen and that program are really going to help you make sure it all comes together and really to a place of activation, as I like to say. And then once you're up and running, a unique opportunity to take advantage of having a partner managing the back end of the business, which oftentimes, in my experience, for childcare business owners, is sometimes intimidating. Not a lack of ability to do it, it's just sometimes intimidating. So have somebody help you along in the first year and a half of your business as you make decisions about your business. It's good to have an expert on your side. So those are kind of the three things I want you to watch for as we go through here. And as you get started, as we get you up and running, you're going to be fully supported from a technology perspective. And what I mean when I say that is that you get provided through this program a laptop computer that is set up and designed to support the pieces of the program that would benefit from having a computer. You'll also get a copier scanner, which will allow you to not only during the program, leverage that for printing materials or homework or other reference materials that you might want to capture, but also as you go forward in your business. We know in today's world, we're on Zoom tonight, technology is a bedrock of what we do. And the successful professional childcare businesses more and more are adopting technology as a way to enhance the experience, not only for their families, but for themselves. And so as part of this program, you'll be set up and supported from a technology perspective. Now, when we think about, and there's a lot here, and we won't go into all of the detail in this early part, but think about the partners that you'll be working with and engage through this program. WomenVenture, the organization, again, that I said, out of Minneapolis, is providing the training and managed services pieces. Families First of Minnesota, out of Rochester, a great partner, obviously, for understanding not only the quality component and how to put all that together in a way that makes sense for your business, but also for you individually as you continue your journey of growth in the field of early child education, a great partner to help you understand and guide to the best opportunities that set you up for success. So those are really the two delivery partners. Families First is the lead organization for the overall program, which is where Gwen falls in as our program lead, but really a partnership amongst many, and including others in the local communities of Martin County. It's important to know that why we're here today is not something that was cooked up just last year. There's a lot of other individuals and organizations throughout the county who've been dedicated to children and the growth of children and youth in Martin County that really make a lot of this possible as far as setting a foundation, and will continue to be a part of this program as far as supporting your efforts to be the best that you can. If you've never really gotten much information or knowledge or understanding about what childcare is, we do have a program through WomenVenture called Exploring Childcare Workshop. There'll be a couple opportunities here still in January to take advantage of that. But really just to get an overview of what is childcare today, what kind of training is needed, and certainly what the business case for childcare is. And that's a virtual event. It's I think our next event is coming up January 15th or 14th. You can find more information on our website, and certainly we can follow up with you individually. And that's really a prerequisite for the training program. WomenVenture's newest program last year, Family Child Care Business Essentials, late this last year went fully virtual and provides an excellent opportunity really to get into right at the front end how to set up your business and how to set yourself up with the knowledge and understanding needed to be successful, right? Again, getting to your outcomes of why you might be doing this. It incorporates training, preparation, and case study introduction, 7 different live sessions around a simulation where you get to take pre-work that you learn the week leading up. You apply it in a live session amongst other new child care business owners and have a chance to see how things actually work out before you're out in the real world working to make it happen. You also get a chance to present your business, not only to family and friends, but your soon-to-be colleagues within the child care field. And that's followed with additional business launch and support activities. When we think about, I've got myself kind of an understanding of what childcare is. I've now trained myself as a new business owner to be successful. Now, how do I keep it on going, right? Well, that's the best part, I think, or one of the best parts of the many best parts of this program is the child care consultation program. When you think about the training, it's really focused strictly on the business side of it only. But we know that there's much more to that, right? How do you get all of your licensing set up? How do you ensure contracts and policies are put together? And so when we look at kind of the components of this program, I really kind of frame it in 2 different categories. Support getting the business open, right? So understanding what opportunities there are for reimbursements or grants that might support some of the initial dollars you need to outfit your program with the appropriate learning materials and supplies and equipment. How do you enhance what your business is doing, even from a business perspective and a overall setup of what your business looks like? Like I said, in some of those policy pieces and policies and handbooks and things like that. And then it's further, I think, enhanced by having access and participation, really an expectation that you'll take advantage of the learning community meetings, which are really your peers in many cases at the same point of your business as you are, and then individual coaching sessions with Gwen and others from the team at Families First. And as you then continue on, we think about, well, how do I make sure that my space is set up, right? That's some program environment support. Right? How do I make sure that operationally that I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing that I may not even know I'm supposed to be doing as it relates to the organization of more of the program components? How do I, like I said earlier, make sure I'm getting the right training, professional development, and making those peer connections that are not only great when you're starting, but they're great 5 years from now, right? When a challenge arises, a problem comes along, it's great to have built this support network. And that's really the, I think, great thing about the child care consultation program is it builds that community that supports you as you grow as a business, not only a business owner, but as an educator, as a professional. What a better way to have a team, on your side supporting you. As you're getting kind of going into that process, you're also beginning the process of getting set up for the managed services component. And this is where our group at WomenVenture is going to help you finish up and really sharpen up and ensure you're confident in your business modeling plan, your financial plan, how your business is going to function and operate. And then we go through a process, a bit of an orientation where we do some your own account development and systems orientation into 2 key programs. I talked about technology. We do it at WomenVenture as well. You'll benefit as part of this program to Bright Wheel. And if you haven't heard of that before, a short story is it's a childcare business management software. It allows you to invoice parents. It allows you to collect payments, allows you to track all the great quality components that you're doing with the kids, right? Because your parents, your families want to know that their kids are progressing, right? And so it gives you all of those tools, which sets you up then to demonstrate to not only your families, but everybody else that you are in fact practicing and demonstrating quality, right? Because we know quality sells. And so all of those pieces of the Bright Wheel, it sets you apart in many cases from your competition still today, because it looks a lot like what we would expect from one of those larger, well-known operations. But you get it as part of this program. You also will benefit from QuickBooks and bookkeeping on the back end on your behalf that manages and updates your finances for you. You always control your finances, certainly, but you have a partner that will make sure your bank accounts are reconciled. They'll make sure all of your receipts are entered. They'll print out the reports that you and your business advisor over, this sample is just for the first 12 months, but a business advisor is going to be meeting with you monthly to help you reflect on that month from a business perspective. How did I achieve the goals that I had set for that month or the next month or the months down the road? Something came up. What do I do? You have an advisor who is there, who's partnering with you, whose best goal is to make you successful in reaching your outcomes as best as possible. What an asset, right? I've started small businesses myself, and I was fortunate to have mentors, but I never had an advisor who had an understanding of the business side to help kind of make sure that I wasn't missing anything and was a collaborator, right? Somebody that I could talk through ideas. And it really goes to a bigger point altogether that we know as consumers. Again, I'm going to come back to just a consumer side. Consumers, no matter where we are, appreciate quality. Right. And so not every customer is going to want the same level of quality, but all customers want some quality. And at a minimum standard, we know that our parents, that children we're caring for at a minimum, want to make sure that their child is in good a shape when they pick them up as when they drop them off. All this does is enhance the outcomes for the child, and truly, as a result of that, enhances the outcomes for your business. And so as you get up and running, as you get down the road, as you are setting yourself apart as a professional, you're going to want to illustrate that quality. And as I mentioned before, Families First provides the program supports that you need, the basics that frankly set you apart. And so what you do, like we do with, if we get accounting, we get our taxes done. What do? We go to somebody we know knows how to do taxes. Maybe you have a financial advisor. We like to find financial advisors that are certified. Why? Because it means they've shown some level of understanding and education that's important to us. Well, think about it. As a parent, sure, I want somebody who can demonstrate that they're going to make sure my kid's ready to go. Right? Core basic minimums. And so we're going to help you all the way through, set yourself up. You got to start as a business owner. You got to then start as a professional educator, provider, and then you got to demonstrate and illustrate it so that people can see it and they know it, whether you tell them or not. And so all of those things come as a result of this journey through the program. And so as we think about, I guess, what maybe if we're on the other side of the screen, a couple things that you might want to ask yourself, and I do this with all business owners that I work with. How can you ensure your business is going to work for you, right? We do this and we love children. We love what we're going to do for all sorts of reasons. I've heard many with the hundreds of providers I've worked with over the years, but it still is a unique question to you, right? How are you going to ensure it's going to work for you and allow you to achieve the goals that you set as a result of doing this, right? It's a serious question. I think you want to ask yourself no matter what. The second question then is, and it could be dependent on that first answer or not, are you confident you can achieve your expected business outcomes on your own? Right? For some of us, we are. We've got a plan. We've been thinking about this plan forever. We've thought of every detail and we're confident and it's okay. For others, we really, really want to do this, but we're not quite sure we know all the details. And sometimes that provides anxiety, creates a limiting factor on us. My answer to you on these questions is pretty simple, is look at the next steps. There's nothing lost other than a great opportunity by not moving forward with the application process, because you'll learn a ton of different things. You'll have an opportunity to be a part of a community that's emerging in Martin County, again, designed to promote childcare professionals. And so I really encourage you, like I said, from my own experiences, if I had had something like this in the fields that I was in back then, it would have been invaluable. Because while we can watch YouTube videos and we can read books and we can talk to others that do it, it's sometimes nice to have a dedicated partner whose only interest is really your success. And so you can see the next steps for the program, collecting or accepting applications through January 15th. We have both the live sessions for exploring childcare or a on-demand archive version that you can view on your own time. And the overall kind of program kickoff, the first real big deal, will be February 22nd, beginning at 6:30 p.m. So that's kind of a overall view of the program in a nutshell.